Hi, welcome to Detailing World. In today's video we're going to be looking at clay bar in your car. Hi, so welcome back. If this is your first time here, my name is Matt, and as I say, today we're going to be taking a look at the processes involved in clay bar in your car. So for me, you hear me mention this a lot about people moving from someone who likes to keep a clean car to those getting more into detailing, and I think claying is the next step up. So you have the people who just want a clean car and they just wash it once every now and again, and then you start getting more into detailing. You're looking at polishers, fallout removers and clay bars. Oftentimes you'll hear this referred to as mechanical decontamination, whereas chemical decontamination is the use of fallout removers and tar removers. Mechanical decontamination is the use of a clay bar, or in recent years clay mitts, clay towels and clay blocks. Today we are specifically going to be looking at clay bars. So before you get onto using a clay bar, obviously it goes without saying you need to make sure the car's clean, so you will go through your usual wash process. Then once you've got the car all cleaned out, you don't really need to worry too much at this stage of drying the car. You would then go through a chemical decontamination process, so that would be a tar remover first to get rid of all the tar deposits on the car, followed by an iron remover. And once you've used those products, make sure you give the car a really good rinse, as tar remover can destroy your clay bars. So then yes, the next step will be moving on to a clay bar. Now typically a clay bar comes in a block like this, a little bit longer than this. I've had a piece off. One tip I would give is cut this up into pieces. Now you'll normally get 2 or 3 pieces like this, or like I say, a bit longer in a pack, and they range from sort of like medium, fine and hard, different strengths of clay. This is more of a medium grade clay. So for this video I'm just going to be doing this scrap bonnet that I've got here, because I know there's a lot of decontamination on here. Now it's already been through a tar and iron removal process, and you can feel it and you can usually hear it as well when you're washing the car. When the car's a bit wet, just run your fingers gently over it and you can feel it. It feels a bit rough and a bit like sandpaper. It's not silky smooth. If you use a plastic bag or a pair of gloves, you feel it even more. Right, so before we get ready to clay, you want to get your clay bar and really want to cut this up in sections, as I say. And this is just in case you drop it, because no doubt when you're starting, you will ultimately drop the clay bar. So set aside the piece you're not going to be using, just drop that into a pot of soapy water, into a bucket or a jug, something like that, and then take the small piece that you are using and just roll it around and get that warmed up. Also goes as well without saying, remove any jewellery. I know I've got my watch on right now, but remove any jewellery, any rings if you can. If you can't remove your wings, such as a wedding ring, then just put a pair of gloves on or tape the ring up or something like that. So once the clay bar has been sufficiently warmed up, you then just want to knead it into a bit of a circular shape, anything that you find comfortable to hold, and you'll end up with something like that. So yeah, now we've discussed the clay and the options available, you then need something to help lubricate the clay and glide across the paintwork. Now typically you can get kits, so for example Meguiar's do a clay bar kit which comes with a quick detailer like this. You can use your own quick detailer, or you can just use a bottle of soapy water. And the trick from now on, really, you need to keep the panel wet. So before claying, as I say, you would do the chemical decontamination. Leave the car wet, unless it's a hot day, in which case dry the car. Just leave the car wetted down. You're going to be getting it wet anyway with a quick detailer. So spray the panel and get it really covered in the solution that you're going to be using. And keep this bottle to hand as well, because as you're gliding the clay around, you're just going to keep lubing up the area basically. So yeah, and for clay bar then, so if we start over here, you can hear it picking up the contamination. Now what that is other particles your fallout remover, your tar remover hasn't been able to pick up. And just a quick pass there, we can see a little bit of contamination on there. Another point I would mention is my personal opinion on claying is I wouldn't usually do this unless I was going to be doing some sort of machine polishing work as well. And the reason for that is clay bar itself can cause other paint defects on the car. So for example, it can mar the paint, it can leave its own tiny scratches. Ultimately at the end of the day, you're collecting contaminants into the clay and then you're going to be rubbing that around again, so you may create your own scratches. So yeah, we'll keep going ahead. But when you're moving the clay around, you don't need much pressure at all. As you can see, the clay is basically stuck to my hand there, and I am just using my hand to move it around. I'm applying no downward pressure whatsoever here. Just let the clay do its thing and pick up the deposits that are on the paintwork. And once you've done a small area, just lift the clay up and take a quick look. So if I just bring this in closely, so if I bring this in, you can see a few contaminants here on the block itself. Once the piece of clay you've got has got a lot of the deposits on like that, all you need to do is just fold over the clay and basically keep folding it and kneading it until you get a clean piece of clay. Once you cannot get any more clean bits of clay, then obviously take out the other piece that you've left in the soapy water. So yeah, I'm just going to whiz through this now and we'll get back to you. So there we have it then, that is how you clay bar your car. It's quite a simple process and something that you really only need to do probably once or twice a year. So it's not something you'd be doing week in, week out. So what you would obviously normally do is do your general wash routine, followed by chemical decontamination with tar removers and iron removers, and then jump onto your clay bar. Now personally, I would only clay the car if I know I'm going to be machine polishing it afterwards, just in case you inflict any damages or any marring or anything like that with the clay. But if you feel you absolutely need to clay bar it and it does, and it really requires a clay, by all means go ahead and do this and then use a hand polish afterwards. Also, as I mentioned, you want to be claying out of direct sunlight. You don't want the panels to be drying when they're wet with a soapy or quick detailing solution. If for whatever reason you feel you need to be doing this and it is baking hot, my suggestion would be wash the car, do your chemical decontamination as always, rinse it and then dry the entire car off. From there, just work one panel at a time. So you would spritz the panel down with your clay lube, your quick detailer, your shampoo in a bottle, whatever it is you're using. Spritz that one panel down, clay that, rinse it off and then dry it, move on to your next panel and work your way around. It will take a little longer that way, but as I said, really you want to do this out of direct sunlight, so try and aim for this towards the end of the day, or maybe get it into the garage if you can. Once you've finished with the clay barring, as I say, you want to rinse the entire car down afterwards because you've got shampoo solution all over the car. Give it a quick once over if you've got a shampoo solution. Give it a quick once over afterwards, give it another quick wash down, dry it, and then that's it. You're pretty much done from that stage. You can put all the wet equipment away. You will then look at polishing and or waxing the car next. So yeah, there we go, it's as easy as that really, and I know it can be a little bit daunting when you first get into it. I know about 12 years ago I was a bit worried on how to clay bar a car. There wasn't anyone around me claying at the time. It was, I wouldn't say it was new, but it was very unheard of. It's a few more people are knowing what it is now, but it's still hard. A lot of people don't know what this is and why is the neighbour across the road rubbing his car with his hand. So yeah, I hope you found this information useful and it's helped you out. If it has, then please make sure you smash that like button. If you're not subscribed to this channel already, please do consider subscribing as well. It does help us out. Check us out on Instagram as well. We're on there as Detailing World Official. I'm on there as Randomly Set if you want to catch the behind the scenes. And yeah, until the next video, have a good one.